President Joe Biden will announce tonight a 6-point plan to tackle the spread of COVID-19. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 13 News at noon. Now, this will include an executive order requiring federal workers to get the vaccine. Now, here are the 6 areas he will address: vaccinating the unvaccinated, furthering protection for the vaccinated, keeping schools open, testing and masking, economic recovery, and improving care for those with COVID. NBC's Alice Barr has more on the strategy.
The Biden White House today launching a new battle plan to combat the evolving threat from COVID-19.
We have more work to do, and we are still at war with the virus and with the Delta variant.
President Biden set to lay out 6 steps to stop the spread and increase vaccinations.
Some of that will be related to access to testing. Some will be related to mandates. Some will be related to how we ensure kids are protected in schools.
With largely unvaccinated students now back in the classroom all over the country, last week a quarter of all new COVID cases were among children.
My child, my choice.
A judge ruling Florida must stop enforcing Governor Ron DeSantis' controversial school mask ban after 3 Miami teachers and 10 other employees died from COVID since school began, all of them unvaccinated. The district superintendent slamming what he called the political nature of mask policies.
As an educator, as a father, it bothers me because children should not be political pawns in this political chess game.
Serious illness and death are rare among children, but more are winding up in the hospital, like 11-year-old Levi Cartucci.
It's past time for people to take the virus seriously. Like, it's affecting our kids now.
A parent's plea as the president pushes a new strategy in the war on COVID.
One key to that new strategy, President Biden wants to use public-private partnerships to get more Americans vaccinated, especially those under 40 who are lagging behind. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And the mandate comes as cases are rising across Indiana. The state health department says there is now a delay in getting the new numbers out. Now, yesterday they reported that more than 2,900 Hoosiers tested positive and 86 more people have died. Since March of 2020, almost 890,000 people in Indiana have tested positive. Hospitalizations are also on the rise. Right now, there are more than 2,500 Hoosiers in Indiana hospitals fighting COVID. That's about 2,000 more people than were in the hospital just 7 weeks ago. And COVID-19 units in hospitals across the country are full, especially in states with low vaccination rates. Doctors and nurses at hospitals in Alabama say they are struggling.
It's emotionally draining. It's physically draining. It's very hard to deal with. And if we didn't have each other, I don't know if all of us could survive through this.
Yeah, you really have to feel for all of the nurses working so hard. Now, in that nurses' Alabama hospital, they had 16 people die of COVID just last week.